So in my excitement, I said, on to chapter 9. We've read chapter 9. So on to chapter 10. They gathered in the lounge after breakfast. Mr. Hepworth had fixed a large map of the coast to the wall. He pointed. Here's Whitby, where we are, and here, he slid his finger northwards along the coastline, is Staithes, where the coach will drop us this morning. Staithes used to be an important fishing port, like Whitby, and there are still a few fishermen there, but it's a quiet village now. Captain Cook worked at Staithes when he was very young, before he decided to be a sailor. Will we be going to the shop, sir? No, Neil Atkinson, we will not. Unfortunately, it washed away a long time ago. However, if we are very lucky, we might see a ghost. There was gasps and exclamations at this. Captain Cook's ghost, sir? Asked James Garside. The teacher shook his head, smiling. No, James, not Captain Cook's. A young girl's. There's a dangerous cliff at Staithes, a crumbling cliff, and the story goes that when this girl was walking under it one day, a chunk of rock fell and decapitated her. Who knows what decapitated means? Yes, Stephen Jackson. Sir, knocked her head off, sir. No. Oh, sorry. Sir, knocked her cap off, sir. No. Michelle Webster. Squashed her, sir. Closer, but not right. Ellie Mae Sunderland. Sir, knocked her head off, sir. Correct. He leaned forward, peering at the girl through narrowed eyes. Are you all right, Ellie? You look a bit pasty. Yes, sir. Sure? Yes, sir. Right. Well, there's a bridge over a creek at Staithes, and that's where the headless ghost has been seen. We'll be having a look round the village, then walking along the cliff-top path to Runswick Bay. That's here. He jabbed at the map again. A boy raised his hand. What is it, Robert Field? How far is it, sir? The teacher shrugged, smiling. A few miles? We'll find somewhere to eat. Our packed lunches on the way, and the coach will be waiting at Runswick to bring us back here. Right, it's a lovely sunny morning, so let's get started. I think they've dropped in, or I think the author has dropped in something important there. Just reflect on the brief conversation that we've just heard, and think about whether you think you might have been given an important bit of information. Re-listen to it back if you need to. How did the teacher question one of the students? Could that be significant, or could it just be another useless bit of information that might not actually have any consequence in the rest of the story at all? But I can't help feel a little bit suspicious. I'll give you a little hint. Go back to the conversation that was had with Ellie Mae and what the teacher noticed about Ellie Mae. Lisa saved Fliss a seat on the coach. As they roared along the coast road, she said, We stayed awake ever so late in our room last night, talking, telling jokes and that. It was brilliant. You were asleep before midnight, though, said Fliss. How do you know? Past your door at midnight, there wasn't a sound. What were you doing, passing our door at midnight? I went to the toilet. Or at least I think I did. How do you mean, you think you did? Don't you know? Fliss pulled a face. No, it's all mixed up with that horrible dream I had. What was it about, your dream? Fliss told her friend about the strange noises that had seemed to come from the linen cupboard. The number 13 on the door, the footsteps she thought she'd heard. It all seemed so real, Lisa. But then this morning I looked, and of course there was no number on the door, and the sun was shining and everyone was shouting and messing around on the landing, and it didn't seem real anymore. Do you know what I mean? Lisa nodded. Sure, it was all a dream. You didn't go to the toilet and you weren't outside our door at midnight, so you don't know what time we went to sleep, right? Right. Except what, Fliss? What is it? After the toilet, I dreamed I washed my hands, right? And it was one of those spurty taps where the water comes out all at once and it goes everywhere. Some went on the floor, quite a lot in fact. There didn't seem to be anything to mop it up with. And anyway, I was too scared to hang about, so I left it. Lisa shrugged. Dream water in a dream bathroom? So what? Fliss looked at her friend. It was still there. This morning, she said. So, did she imagine it? Did she imagine getting up in the night? It seemed to suggest the water itself seems to be evidence that she did actually get up. But even if she was up, was there really a 13 on the door? Did she really hear any noises coming from behind the door? Was there really footsteps on the stairs? Lots of questions. And the author has done that to draw us all in, to make us start questioning what we think is real and what could be imaginary. I'd like to reflect a little bit on what you've read over the last couple of chapters. So if you head over to Purple Mash, there is an activity for you guys to do. Please remember that the page numbers in the questions don't correspond to the page numbers in your text. So I've got the book that I am reading to you guys, but you've got an online copy, because it'd be easier for you to refer back if you needed to find an answer. Instead of you having to scroll through my reading, you guys can just scroll, you guys can look in a copy of that text to find the information you need. But because it's an online copy that you guys have got, the numbers aren't going to correspond. But you're brilliant at skim reading and scanning through to find the relevant sections in the text to work out where it was. So I think that you will be brilliant even without those signposts. So I look forward to seeing some of your answers. Think really carefully, particularly with the inference questions. Think about justifying your responses. Think about what evidence you've got, what you can find in the text to support your ideas. Writing really clear, full sentences. I'll pop the answers on at the end of the day and you can see how you did. But I'm looking forward to reading some of your comments. Okay, good luck with that, guys. Have a really good day, and I'll be popping in early next week with the next couple of chapters. Okay, see you later, guys.